All right, what's up, guys? You know, a lot of people have been asking me, how did you get your shoulder? I got it. No, I had it. A lot of people have been asking me, how do you get your shoulders so big? That's a lie. One person asked me, and he's behind the camera right now, and it's only for SEO reasons. But anyway, on that note, we're going to be filming a video for how to get bigger shoulders, wider, thicker, that good stuff. And it's gonna be about 5 minutes long, so I'm just gonna run you through it, but it's gonna be cool nonetheless. So stick around. So when I start out on shoulders, I usually like to start sitting against the incline bench, and I'll start with some strict lighter weight and warming up with lateral raises. You can feel a pretty good stretch in the delts. Important note on this one, don't really go to failure. And if you have shoulder issues, also stay away from it, but it's gonna, for anyone else, it's a great way to start off your thing and make sure you're actually effectively targeting the muscle. So make sure you feel like the stretch all the way at the bottom right there and come back up. And I'll just go for probably, I stopped counting, so I guess probably around 12 to 15, because that's just a warm-up set. So now the warm-up's done, I'll pick up a slightly heavier weight, and we'll go, I don't know, 8 to 12 to 15 reps. I honestly really don't count. And on these ones, usually I'd say I just go to failure and beyond. But for these ones, just again, because the focus is really more on the stretch, I'm not really worried about super high intensity for this exercise. And make sure you're like controlled in it. So you may have noticed that I'm only using 15 pounds here. The reason for that is a lot of people think that you always need to go heavy on every single exercise. This is a really isolated, controlled movement, which is also the reason why it's such a good exercise. But if you're going heavy, you're trying to cheat, you could do something stupid. Okay, so this one's gonna be a little bit looser form. It's gonna actually be a superset. Supersets are just when you combine two exercises, typically for the same muscle group, back to back without rest in between. So because I love the incline bench, especially adjustable incline benches, it's gonna be a mix of a lateral raise and an upright row combined with your body against the incline bench. Put your chest kind of against it. You can put your legs up on the actual seat itself, or you can do it the way I'm doing where you're standing. When you're doing it, still try to make sure your elbows are staying above your like forearm and your wrists. You don't want to do any of this crap. Not crap. You don't want to do any of this shit. Like, it's not like a butterfly. You're doing lateral raise with a little bit of upright row. And when you finish, or now that I'm finished, I'll come over and we'll do some alternating dumbbell front raises just to work the frontal head of the delt. And you'll notice that my form isn't what you would call super strict, but it is controlled. So we're gonna increase the weight and up the empty a little bit, and hopefully it goes well. So we're still doing that superset. I went a little heavier because I wanted to show you what a smart cheat would look like. So it's gonna be a little looser again. Don't be an idiot. If you're gonna lift with ego, only use like 5% of your ego. Because that made sense. And I went up and weighed again on the alternating front dumbbell raises. Mainly because I saw Mike. Whenever Mike's around, I have to go a little bit harder just to act like I work hard. Now we're just gonna go into a dumbbell military, and I'll actually probably superset it with a lighter one that's gonna have a little bit more of a variation on the elbow position, just so you can be more efficient with your time when you're actually lifting. So I'll do, like, the first part of the superset will be heavier, the second part will be a little bit lighter. All right, so doing a drop set because I went too heavy to explain it during the set. So come down, don't go much below there, just because you can lose tension. Also depends on how your shoulder health is. And then come up, don't walk out. This isn't a tricep workout. And just come up, feel the lengthening of the delts and then the contracting of the delts. With these little guys, I'll do more of like a neutral grip and just come up. So you'll see how my elbows are actually more forward, whereas before they're right here. So you're gonna come a little forward, bring them up together, and you should feel a pretty good burn. That's why I'm going faster. Typically try to keep your reps slow and controlled, but while still being safe, of course, you're better off going faster if it means you get more reps, like say for like 4 to 6 more reps, than if you were to continue trying to stay as slow and controlled as possible and only get 1. Because you wanna put the muscle through as much hell as possible for it to see growth. All right, so now we're finally gonna do some rear delts. That's this muscle, which is fairly, like, almost non-existent on me. But we're gonna try and make it not so non-existent with some bent over reverse flies using some dumbbells. And you really wanna go till you like feel a squeeze in your rear delt. So that will be right there. And you can actually do single arm stuff for rear delts to, like, putting your finger on it. If your flexible helps, I'm not that flexible. Actually helps like target, so you can like basically activate it. So you're like, oh, okay, this is where my rear delta is. I'm working it right now. All right, so now we're gonna move on to some upright rows using a cable apparatus. A lot of people like bars. I just feel more like a better tension and I get better muscle-mind connection on the cables for upright rows. And also I will typically go lighter on these. So now that rant's over, I'll show you some upright rows. I have it on a little bit higher of a pin, just because I'm gonna focus a little bit more on the stretch I'll feel in my traps when I'm doing that. And I just like the angle a little better. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do about 10 to 15 reps on this, and then we will lower it and keep going. So feel a little bit of a stretch. You can see it right here. And then I'll do like a little bit narrower and like pin your back against the ground and come up. And I like to try and feel my rear delts touching the ground when I'm doing it. It's one of the reasons why I like laying down more, and I'm also lazy. So then I will lower it and basically keep on going, but sometimes I'll do a little bit different of a grip. And there you have it, upright rows on cable apparatus. You might be wondering what I'm drinking right now. Of course, it's All Bulk No Bloat. You get it here.
Other side.
Nope, correction, you can get it right here if you wanna know why you wanna get it. Basically, it can do a lot of things with words that you might not understand. Luckily we have blogs for that. It's gonna be hormone optimization, nutrient utilization, glycogen uptake, as well as hormone optimization, increased protein synthesis. It's basically like the Swiss Army knife of post-workout recovery supplements, because we all want to gain some lean size without bloating, especially after a killer workout like that shoulders day, which, yeah, was what I do to get bigger shoulders. And if you want to find out more about the All Bulk No Bloat, go there. Also, feel free to let us know in the comments below what kind of videos you guys would want to see. Peace out.
I feel small though.
Yeah, but when you actually cut down, you're gonna be so much like, I would have to try so hard to actually